Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Moloy Chakravorty, and we are back with the Wednesday session of celebrating entrepreneur success. Today, I have a very interesting gentleman. He's probably second or third generation business owner. We'll get to know more about him. Mr. Sanghavi. Hi, Jay. Welcome to this Wednesday episode of Facebook Live with us.
Yeah, good evening, Moloy.
Good evening, Jay. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is one very young man doing fabulous work in the area of making machines for the plastic industry. And I've known Jay for about more than a year, and I've very rarely got to see somebody as young as him with the kind of passion that he holds for the business that his father has built. So let's get to hear more about him. And Jay, I want to start off with you. Where did Satellite all start off with? What's been the journey like?
Firstly, thank you for the compliments. And yes, definitely, I would like to tell you a little more about my company. Satellite Group was actually started by my father in 1983. So it's nearly now 39 years since we are into the business of plastic pipe machinery. Mm-hmm. Over the past many years, we have also diversified into some other lines. And Satellite Group itself is basically an agent, has an agency for 6 Italian companies. We have a joint venture with 3 of those companies, and for 3 companies, we are their sole agents in India.
Okay.
Yes.
So why Italian partners? So what triggered Mr. Rajiv Sanghavi, your father, to take on these 6 different ventures?
So my father was initially doing a business of his own where he was manufacturing beads for the embroidery business. Okay. He came across a certain gentleman who once asked him to accompany him to some pipe manufacturers to sell his machines. And my father initially hesitated, not knowing much about the business. But once he took up the challenge and ventured into it, he was very fortunate that in his first visit, which was nearly around 39 years ago, they've managed to get orders for around 3 machines. Okay. All from a company called 𝗪𝗂𝗍𝗄. And this is what boosted his confidence to start working with more and more Italian companies, because we realized that partnering with them was not just financially benefiting us, but also in terms of building relations, sharing cultures, and the most important in bringing new technology to the Indian market was something that really attracted us to work with them.
And I would understand all of them would be related or unrelated businesses?
Sorry?
All of them would be related or unrelated to the kind of products that you make?
No, all of them are related to some or the other product that we are into. Of course, some of them are out of the 6 companies. 4 of them are mainly into plastics. The other two are slightly different. And out of those 2, one is into the paper stick manufacturing. So
paper stick manufacturing.
Yeah. Yes.
And what's the application of those paper sticks?
Can be used for earbuds, lollipop sticks.
Okay.
Can be used for swabs. So something that will not harm the environment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So 6 different businesses, and you and your father managing all of them. How difficult is it, or how easy it is?
For my father, he believes that if you can manage one, you can manage 10.
Fantastic. Okay.
But I also feel that the operations of one can be copied over, let's say, 6 or 7 businesses.
Right.
But the challenges are yet quite different in all the businesses. So we have 3 companies with which we have a joint venture, and every day we come up with new challenges regarding the technicality of the machine, regarding the after sales, regarding the service part of the machine, regarding the marketing of the entire brand of that machine. So yes, the challenges remain different, and it does take up a lot of our time to give our focus to all the companies we've tied up with.
I can imagine, because I meet a lot of business owners. They struggle to manage one brand, and here you have to do justice to 6 brands, and all of them having a certain level of expectations from you, because they also want their businesses to grow.
Yes, definitely. They all are pushing us extremely hard to explore the market for a higher level of business. Definitely, the Indian market, as we all know, is very competitive, because we have local made machines, we have machines from Chinese manufacturers, we have machines from other European manufacturers. So it is not easy, and we try to lay down the USPs of our machines to our customers. We try to push hard in terms of sales to keep keep everyone satisfied.
Keep all your 6 partners satisfied is quite a challenge. It's quite a challenge.
Yes.
So let's step backwards. Your father started the business and he was doing well. You could have, like I've seen again, children of successful business owners going and following their own passions or taking up their own careers. Why did you, and how did you start getting associated with this kind of business model?
So I finished my graduation in the year 2014. Initially, I wanted to just join my father, and of course that time my uncle was also involved in the business. He later retired from this business in 2017. So I joined them in 2014, thinking that I would spend a year or so trying to understand their business and trying to see how it is to work in a manufacturing company, how it is to deal with customers who challenge you every day in your life when it comes to selling a machine, when it comes to the performance of the machine, when it comes to the output of the machine. So yes, the first 2 years were quite challenging. I was confused. I was not knowing many things, but over the course, I tried to learn, I tried to understand, I tried to observe, and I picked up a lot of things over those 2 years. Got me more involved, got me more focused towards what I want to do with this business in the future, to how I want to run it, to what I want to add. And let's say from 2016 to 2022, we started making more machines, we started developing more machines, we started approaching more and more customers who we were not even aware of. So yes, for me it has been quite an experience, also a roller coaster ride, but
because I'm sure since 2016 you have had 2 major challenges. One was first the corona, and now you have the Ukraine-Russia, and I'm sure your business has been impacted because of both these challenges.
Yes, this has been in the past 2 years, but also before that there have been quite a few challenges in terms of there were times where definitely our market, the sale of our machines depends a lot on 2 things. One is the availability of raw material for our customers, and secondly, it is the availability of raw material or availability of parts for our machines. Right. So those 2 have been big challenges over the last 4-5 years, and we need to always keep ourselves involved in finding substitute components, substitute materials, keep trying and researching and developing new things. What can be helpful with the available resources. So it's a never-ending
roller coaster
it's a
ride.
never-ending process.
It's a never-ending, and I'm sure with whatever has happened over the past few years, the journey has been a roller coaster, trying to figure out which is the right direction, and the right direction need not be the right direction a few months later.
Yes, I would agree with you. There are it's even as of today, I can say that finding the right direction is not easy. There are multiple options, and probably you have to try to venture into each one of them to see where it can take you.
Take it where it can take you. But from what I hear, I think you are extremely passionate about development, R&D, product development, new applications.
Yeah, I am.
Is that something that you enjoy?
For this, I would like to tell you that, the more customers I meet, the more it interests me to give them something they require. So typically, 4 or 5 years before, companies were not known to provide material or provide machines as per the customer's requirement.
Correct.
Companies were more known to sell what they have or what they can make. But times have changed over the past few years. Now we are bound to give machines, we are bound to give spares, we are bound to give services as per what the customer wants. So I would say that completely the tide has shifted from the suppliers to now the customers.
To the suppliers, to the customers, and you have to be on your toes to figure out what the customers are wanting and who all is coming and trying to cater to your customer.
Yes, of course.
I'm sure you have that wide spectrum of suppliers as well, right? Right from the Indian local manufacturers, like you said, to the Chinese, and to you who come at the premium segment.
Yes. We have a lot of suppliers in India who are giving us parts which are not so critical, which are easily available, which can be made on simple conventional machines. But whereas if we require any parts, especially the electronics, if we require any critical components from the pneumatic sector, from the hydraulic sector, we need to start looking at suppliers from European countries, because they are really known to give reliable, good quality and long life lasting parts. So of course, I would say in the last 4 or 5 years, we have switched a lot to buying parts from Indian suppliers, because also our Indian suppliers have grown tremendously. And they are now being able to challenge the European suppliers in terms of quality and in terms of performance. So
absolutely, I think that evolution has happened or happening.
Yes, it is happening.
It is happening.
Yes.
So Jess, for all practical purposes, about 8 years in business now, 6 different brands that you're managing. Tell us some interesting anecdotes of your customers and your success stories. I'm sure you must have been encountering them every single day.
Yeah, there are quite a few interesting stories. I don't have too many at the back of my head right now, because I talk to a lot of customers every day. There are customers who have very strange and various requests. Sometimes when it comes to supplying the machine, they make some vague comparisons with machines from Chinese manufacturers. They make some vague requests where they want, let's say they want the price of a Chinese machine with the performance of a European machine. So
you want a Mercedes at the price of a cheaper car.
Exactly. So probably that's why we are in the middle of both. We are Indians and we try to find the best compromise in that way. And yes, some customers are strange. Some are also very, very technically sound, understand the value of the machine right away. understand the performance of the machine. But every day, we encounter very different types of customers. Very different.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do selling across the country and with multiple sectors. So Jay, if somebody were to listen to this live or at a later date onto your YouTube channel or anywhere else, who would resonate with you? Which is the kind of buyer or customer who would resonate with you and say, I need to connect with Jay? So what are the kind of sectors do you cater to?
So I will run you by the kind of companies we are related to. Our first joint venture is with a company called 𝗵𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗲𝗃.
Okay.
We are making machines for the brush, mop. Brushes is household brushes, industrial brushes, mops, twist brushes. We are making machines to produce these kind of products. We make the economical machines, user-friendly machines, easy machines that Indians and Indian operators can run.
Okay.
They are reliable machines. We gave the first machine in around 89-90. That time we were just their agents. The machine is yet running as of today. Since 2009, we started a joint venture with them. And since 2009, we have made around 130 installations.
Only of 𝗵𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃,
only of 𝗵𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃.
Wow.
So this is the first joint venture. The second joint venture is a company named 𝗪𝚗𝗂.
Okay.
My father actually started his business with this company in 83 when he started importing their machines. In 2017, very late, we started the joint venture. We realized by 2015-16 that machines to be imported from Italy were turning out to be more expensive. Duties were much higher. The delivery time of the machines were much higher. And the market wanted something that performs well at a much lower price to get a good ROI on the machine. So we started making machines in 𝗪𝚗𝗂. These machines are specially for the PVC and HDPE pipe industry. They are cutting machines and socketing machines.
So these go into the sewage and the water distribution?
Yes, the application is basically drainage, sewerage, agriculture, bore well pipes. So
this will be the thick ones, the wide diameter ones.
Yes, diameters can range from anywhere between 32 mm to 400 mm. There are also there are sizes even going up to 600 mm. There are HDPE pipes going up to even 1200 mm. So
you make the machines for all of these?
Yes, we make the cutting machines and the socketing machines for all these kind of sizes. So yes, very technical machines, very niche market, but fortunately India as a pipe manufacturer has grown tremendously over the last 4 or 5 years. We have a lot of companies that are now exporting these pipes to various neighboring countries, and I would say the future of this business is very bright because this sector is evolving every day in terms of the specifications, in terms of the strength, in terms of the quality of the pipe. So definitely, starting 𝗪𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃, having a joint venture with 𝗪𝗂𝗃𝗀𝗃 has been one of the best moves by the satellite group.
And I think the way that the infrastructure projects are happening, the water distribution that is happening, this would be a huge market for.
Yes, definitely. More smart cities. More infrastructural growth. More required by the farmers, the agricultural sector. This business is good.
And pipelined water into the villages and all those kind of stuff.
Yes. So the government in the last few years have
really
definitely pushed a lot for better hygiene and less flooding and trying to resolve all waterlogging issues. So of course the more the urban cities are yet having this problem, but the rural cities, the situation is improving. So
correct.
This is it's going to grow a lot in the next 2 years.
Okay. So one, you're helping people clean their house through the 𝗵𝗀𝗃 products.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
machines that go into those organizations which supply those mops. Now you're in the pipes. What are the others?
The third joint venture we started in 2020 is with a company called 𝗵𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗃, where we manufacture machines for the corrugated pipe business.
Okay.
So the corrugated pipe is a pipe which has ribs on it. It is generally into two categories. There is a single wall pipe and a double wall pipe. Single wall pipe is generally for sanitary purpose and electrical conduits. Double wall pipe is generally for telecom and sewerage.
Okay.
To explain you better, why corrugated pipes? Corrugated pipes are easy to install, easy to carry, low in weight, and have the same strength as per your cement pipes, or let's say polyethylene pipes. They do the application is the same, but
the durability is higher?
Sorry?
The durability is higher?
Yeah, durability is higher, and this mainly was a thing started in Europe, where they realized that installing such heavy pipes and then changing it every 15-20 years was not something very viable. And it was difficult. You need a lot of labor. You need a lot of heavy machinery. So they found a more reliable and cost-friendly option where it would not be a burden for the person who's actually changing these pipes. So we had their agency for a very, very long time. We have had almost around 25 machines sold when we were their agents. And since 2020, we have sold another 20 machines after we started the joint venture. So for 𝗵𝗃𝗃, we are now really pushing hard, because we can see mainly the automobile sector has really gone up. Therefore, they require these electrical conduits within their cars.
Correct.
Homes, offices, institutions, hospitals, any kind of electrical cabling, wiring, or any kind of replacement required, corrugated pipes comes into is the first option nowadays.
And these go into multiple different thicknesses or diameters, sorry?
Yes, as the other pipe businesses, it starts from 5 mm, which is really
5 mm?
Yeah, 5 mm, which is really, really small, just for to allow one single cable to pass through, going up to almost 1,200 mm. So
wow, that's quite a range. 5 mm to 1,000.
Yeah. So we generally make machines in India for the 5 mm pipe to the 65 mm pipe.
Okay.
And the machines from 65 mm to 400 mm, which are in 𝗵𝗃𝗃's range, are generally imported from 𝗵𝗃𝗃.
Okay. Got it. So home cleaning, supplying water, cleaning sewages, electrical conduits.
Yes.
Then what?
Then the other three ventures is something the other three companies are something we have their agency in India. One is 𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗆, which is a company known to make specialized machines in the extrusion business. So if you require machines for, let's say, multi-ducting, or you require machines for some braided pipes, they come into picture, because they simply work on customized machines.
Okay.
We've managed to work with them on two very important projects. One project is with Reliance, where we had a complete ducting project, nearly around 8 lines. And one project is with a company where he's making polysulfin profiles, basically used on the corners of your home, and it's a very special application.
Right.
But requires very critical molds and dies, and a very good quality extruder to make these kind of profiles. So we're working with them since now 2015, and their machines are really good if you want to make any customized types of profiles, pipes, systems, any of those.
Wow.
The next the other company we have tied up with is 𝗪𝗏. 𝗪𝗏 is a company which makes laser and hot printing machines. These are specifically connected to the pipe business. So the machines are used for marking the pipes, where you can write the company logo, the size of the pipe, the standard of the pipe. It is an online machine and very high quality, very well made machines. They are generally used and purchased by the same customers who are buying our 𝗪𝘂 and 𝗵𝗵 machines.
Okay.
So it's a value added product. Now it's become a requirement over time by the Indian pipe manufacturers. But in the past, it was just to write the brand or mark the pipe, mentioning that this belongs to a particular supplier. So, and the last company, as I told you before, we are tied up with this company called 𝗪𝗏, which is mainly focusing on machines for the paper stick business. Paper stick for your earbuds, paper stick for your swabs, paper stick for your lollipops or other confectionery. So I would be happy to say that the last year we've managed to close around 4 orders. India is slowly shifting from...
And with the CPCB thing coming through the plastic ban, so that would be an opportunity for you as well.
Single-use plastic is now... the ban is being taken more seriously all over India.
Right.
The penalties have become much higher.
Absolutely.
There are more and more inspections happening on a day-to-day basis. And finally, we are made to realize that something that is harming the environment needs our attention right away, and something needs to be done about it. I am glad that this system has finally put into effect, and people are now realizing that they need to change their machines right away, because changing a business is the last option.
Correct.
But when you can be part of the same business just by changing the machine, you would rather opt for that.
Absolutely. For some reason or the other, three, four of your businesses are all addressing some of the environmental things. Like Board Geek looks at the hygiene aspect, the cleanliness and the hygiene. Your 𝗪𝗂 does whatever it does with taking water right into the depth of India. Now, with 𝗪𝗏, you are talking about replacing the single-use plastics in multiple places. So there is a certain environmental cost also associated with it. Was it planned or it happened?
No, it was not planned. It all started with 𝗪𝗂. It started with 𝗪𝗂.
Okay.
Then over time we were approached by some companies to represent them. But we selected these companies which we wanted to represent. We could not represent everyone. We could not select companies that were not even close to the machinery line of business.
Right.
We saw our strengths in making machines, in providing service to our customers who use these machines, in providing spare parts, in providing basically any kind of development in this field of machinery.
Right.
So yes, maybe the end application is different, but the working mechanism of most of these machines is on the same line. So this is where our strengths are.
Absolutely. And you recall your father sometime talking about, or you talking about, that you were also in food.
Yes, that was a while ago. where we were also representing a company called 𝗪𝗑𝗄 for the pasta machines.
Right.
This was basically because my mother was also a big part of this business venture. 2020, after COVID, she decided not to work. She could not give enough time and hours to the business. So this was started for her, and for nearly 15 years, she was running the business by herself, the pasta machine business by herself, where Satellite as a group was representing 𝗪𝗑𝗄. We were importing their machines. They were household pasta machines, somewhere between the range of 4,000 to 10,000 rupees, and very nice user-friendly machines for your home, where you could eat. Where my mother was trying to promote fresh pasta instead of pre-cooked or packaged pasta. Yeah. So it was something she did for 15 years, but like COVID changes everything. She decided to step down and not take this thing forward anymore. So yes.
So Jed, this conversation can go on and on because you have 6 businesses to talk about, but we have a paucity of time. But I have 2 last questions of you, right? A lot of business owners had given up hope and went into pessimism in the last 2 years, especially COVID, and then subsequently for people like you who are dependent on imports of a lot of stuff, right?
Yes.
This Russia-Ukraine thing also had an impediment there. What motivated you to keep going, and what would you tell all these young business owners who at some point in time had given up hope?
So I would first answer the second part of your question.
Sure.
What motivated me to go on? During COVID, I realized one thing, that my company has nearly around 40 to 45 people. It's a small scale industry, and everyone at some point has a family they need to take care of. So what kept me going was actually my people. And I realized that more than me, more than the business, they were the ones who wanted to actually keep supplying, keep providing, keep supporting my customers. I would say that this started to drive me, but this pushed me a lot more in terms of going out, meeting my customers who had taken offers in the past, who had considered buying machines from me but had not actually purchased anything. I started targeting and meeting such customers and reminding them that more than before or more than in the future, these machines would be helpful at this stage for them, because the best part about our machines is that you do not require a lot of operators. You do not require a lot of your time. Once the machine starts, you can keep doing something else and the machine keeps running in a reliable way. So COVID had definitely, a lot of companies had given up on most of their staff, employees, people had left. And I saw this as an opportunity to sell to those companies where they could make brushes, pipes, conduits with the limited staff they had. So that is what kept
kept you going.
Yeah. And what I would like to tell the others of my age or maybe much younger than me, such things are obstacles for very few people, but you can sit at home, you can be sad about things not working out, or you can sit at home and think about ideas, think about the people you're working with, think about your customers, think about the business, think about the developments you want to do with your business. And when you put your time and your focus towards these things, which are the real things, which are the real parts of your business, you will keep going, whatever obstacle it is. So nothing should stop you at that point. I mean,
absolutely. I think that's so very well put up, ladies and gentlemen, from a young entrepreneur like Jay, because businesses are supposed to be perpetual, and these kind of incidences will keep on happening. How we utilize that time when times are not too good will probably determine what course our business takes in the future. We can one sit back and complain, or spend time in front of the television, or use that time for creating a better path for our business. I think Jay is so very, very well put. My final question as we close today is, you're a young man of over 28. You've been in the business for about 8 years. You've already achieved so much in life. Obviously, your father has been there with you constantly, but you have yourself achieved so much. What is Jay's vision about Satellite Group?
So my vision is quite clear. In the next 5 years, I want to double the turnover of Satellite Group. I want to provide an even wider range of machines. I want to provide to customers who are of the small, who are belonging to the MSME sector, specifically to them, because I belong to this sector and I know that more than anyone, they need good, reliable machines where they can let the burden go off them, off their people, where they can get more time to develop their business, develop products, to add more lines, to add more volumes. So this is my target for the next few years. I know the bigger players will buy quality machines in the future, but really trying to sell a quality machine to companies part of the MSME sector is the real challenge for me today, and this is what I'm going to focus on.
Fantastic, Jay. Thank you so much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, young entrepreneur with a dynamic vision. Your factories are in suburbs of Mumbai, right? So yes, please feel free to reach out to Jay. Go and visit his factories. They're wonderful hosts. The father and son duo are wonderful hosts. You'll get to see a lot of activity around. And Jay, I wish you and your father and Satellite Group and everyone in your family a great success, and may you fulfill your vision. Hope to speak to you again soon.
Yes, thank you so much, and hope to see you soon.
Hope to see you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Till next Wednesday, same place, same time, in conversation with another entrepreneur. A very good evening. Thank you so much.